Good morning. So what you've seen there is pretty much my morning. It's pretty much the same every morning. I had planned this part of the video to be our morning walk that me and Lisa normally go on. However, being a typical couple, one of us never listened or one of us never said anything. But Lisa has work early this morning, so she had to train a bit earlier today. So no morning walk. I'll probably go out on my own in a little bit just to get the steps in. I have now just switched the laptop on. I'm going to start doing check-ins. Wednesday's a work day for me, or like a check-in day for me. Pretty much at the laptop most of the day. I'll show you some of that. I'll show you some of the stuff that I do with clients. I'll maybe even show you how I check someone in and adapt their plan. I do want this to be of some value, so you get something from it. I don't know whether that's just to see, I don't know, the consistency, or I don't know if that's the right word, the routine that I'm in to ensure that I can stick to a plan. Since I last spoke though, food's up quite a bit. I'm now between 3,800 and 3,500, whether it's a training day or a non-training day. Steps are still around 8 to 10,000. I still have my 1 meal off plan. As you've seen earlier on, I'm back in the 90 kilogram club, which is, I think, about 14.5 stone. Yeah, so things are still just going the way they're doing. I'm still ticking the boxes, I'm still eating my food. I just had deload week there, so that was part of the reason I didn't film anything last week. I didn't really do anything. I had a week off training. It was my birthday last week, and I took the weekend off my phone, so I didn't record anything. So I am just going to kind of take you along for today, show you what I get up to, how I work with clients, and hopefully provide some sort of value, whether it's you get to see some meal ideas, food ideas, or how to fit in steps around a busy day. Again, I hope it's of some value, and I'll speak to you soon. So I guess I could just start by explaining that when a client checks in, what they do is they send me an Excel spreadsheet with a bunch of data in it that allows me to see that, swallowed my tongue there. It allows me to ensure that health markers are where we kind of need them to be. All clients, my priority is to ensure that they're as healthy as possible while working towards their goal. So what they do is they shoot things over. I get to see that there's a trend in the week's average of body weight coming down. I get to see where the average for sleep is. I get to see where stress, energy levels are, digestive issues, or if there's anything that's maybe like highlighting something that's maybe not right. And then what we do is what I'll do is I'll change their personal plan. I'll probably shoot them a message asking how they felt, and then I'll reply with a voice note explaining the changes that I've made, or explaining why what's happened on their check-in sheets potentially happened. I try not to assume anything, so I normally do ask a few questions, and then I'll explain what's happened and why. Did she say what?
Sweaty again.
Hello, so I'm just checking back in. About 2.5 hours have gone past, and I've done about half of my check-ins for my Wednesday. I'm probably just going to take a little break in the next 15-20 minutes. What I'm wanting to do is I'm wanting to try and just get a little bit of a walk while it's still sunny. I just like being out. I think we all like being out when it's a bit sunnier. All I have done is been sat here at the laptop typing things up. I've got 2 people to set up, and I have actually not drank a single drop of water. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill up my big 2 0.2 litre like water bottle thing. I think you've seen it in one of my other videos. And I'm just going to make sure I finish that off throughout the day. And I've been kind of sat here thinking like how I can make this video be of some value to you. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a routine that makes me feel good. And I'm going to talk about a thing that I commonly come across with people feeling good. However, they then decide that they can't be bothered making the effort to make themselves feel good, or they don't have time to make themselves feel good, or that routine's maybe a little bit more hard work than what they want to do to feel good. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but some of you have probably done that. You'll have got yourself into a position or a place and you felt better, but you thought, nah, I'm not going to bother. And a huge one that jumps out for me is alcohol. Like, I love boozing. I honestly love it. I love beer, I love gin, I love drinking, I love being around people, I love going to nightclubs. I love it. I love staying up all night. I love going to party. Like, I love that stuff. I absolutely love it. However, I end up being hungover for like 10 days now. Probably about a week tops, but I don't feel right for a long time. So drinking's something that I have reduced and taken away from my life because of how terrible it makes me feel. It does make me feel good on like a small one night, one day. However, the following week after that is I'm worthless. So that's like something that, again, we all know. If some of us are lucky enough we don't get hungover. I was when I was younger. Well, I'd say that I used to get really bad, like I would be sick, but then after that I was fine. But now I'm like, I can barely get out of bed. So there's one thing that people struggle to give up, although it maybe makes them feel terrible. And again, I'm going to try and give you examples of things like this throughout this video to hopefully maybe just give you a light bulb moment. So again, I'm going to fill up my water bottle. I've probably got about 20 more minutes of work to do. Is anybody else's Spotify been not working properly? Let me know. I'm going to have to go listen to music through YouTube or something. Right, so thank you very much. I don't know why I'm saying thank you. I'll check in with you guys soon. I don't normally have 2 coffees in a day. I'm quite sensitive to caffeine now for some reason. I don't know what caused it, but after uni, I used to drink like a 9 espresso coffee every day. I just thought it made 1 coffee, but it was espressos. I'm going to take a little break. That, when I last spoke to you, was about an hour ago. I'm going to have a protein bar, and I'm going to have a coffee. Lisa's had a bit of a stressful morning, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure she's got a coffee or something to warm her up when she comes back. Even though the sun's shining, I don't think it's that warm out. I am going to have this, get a bit of a caffeine buzz, and then I'll probably get outside and we will, I don't know, I'll maybe show you like my favourite little walk in Arbroath around St Vincent's. I should probably also mention or talk a little bit about protein bars. So firstly, I'm going to have to mention that my good friend from Canada sent these across for my birthday. If I didn't mention him, he would just start greeting because he's a greeting little baby. I wouldn't recommend. Thank you for the protein bars though. I really do appreciate them, and they're absolutely delicious. These ones, they're pretty low calorie, reasonable protein, 17 grams, but they taste good. So thank you again, mate. But I don't recommend protein bars if you're dieting. It's such a small portion for not very, like, for quite a high amount of calories. We don't have any in the UK that are decent tasting either. I feel that like are low calorie. I think most of them are like 250, 300 calories. I do have another protein bar cake thing that I use. I doubt I'll have one today, but I'll maybe show you them later on. Lisa might have one, and I'll show you what they look like. But I don't recommend protein bars if you're trying to lose fat or if your calories are low. It's such a waste of calories for such a small portion. However, my calories are up sky high, and I'm not that hungry and have not been that hungry for about 2 weeks now. Also, let me know what you think of this wide angle. I wanted to try it out and see how it looked. Just having to think there as well, again, about things that make people feel good and they just decide not to do it. A good thing I find with protein bars is I normally don't want to keep eating them, whereas if I just ate a regular chocolate bar or something there, I think I would have wanted a bit more, or I wouldn't have had that like satisfied feeling. So again, I try and make sure that my day makes me feel as good as I possibly can get it to. Again, I don't always feel good. I don't always have fantastic days. But I do try, and I find that this routine works pretty well. Just now, no doubt, the next few months or even weeks, I'll probably have to change something. Especially once I start dieting, things will definitely change. And I think this whole, I don't know, this documentation or whatever I'm doing just now, it'll become a lot more interesting when I am in a fat loss phase. Just now, it looks like I'm just a greedy, lazy pig. I know that. I know it does. I know it just looks like I don't do much. I don't have to train that hard. I do train hard, but I don't have to do a lot. I don't have to do cardio. I don't have to do any more than what anybody would have to do. But I want to show people where it gets when you start getting leaner, and I want to show people that the initial part of it doesn't have to be as intense as what people normally gun for. Again, my dieting phase may be a lot shorter than what other people's has to be. I'm probably only going to do, well, I think I calculated it a little bit longer than what I want it to be, but it is what it is. For a lot of people, dieting is going to be years, depending where they start. But again, I'm hoping that once I do start the dieting phase of all this, you get something. I can teach you something potentially, or even just help you. So again, with regards I don't really know where I'm going with this point, but I jumped on to say that if I'd eaten a regular chocolate bar, I could have wanted to eat more. Again, it's been about, I think I sat down there for like 10 minutes and I get this like itchy feeling sometimes. It could be the caffeine, but I should be doing work and I need to be doing something because I do have quite a lot to do today, so I don't know why I'm slouched so much. I don't normally sit like that. Try to look cool probably. Yeah, I've got quite a lot of work to do, so I'm going to get on with some just now. I'm probably procrastinating putting off my walk as well, but I will be going for a walk in about 15 minutes from now. So hello, I'm finally out. I think since the last time I seen you, it's been about another hour. So I was either procrastinating and not just going out and walking, or I'm a really hard worker. I'll let you guys decide. I'm fortunate enough to have the company of Big LT. So we're just going for a stroll. This is like my favourite stroll around St. Vigins. And I can't remember, is this called like the Glebe? Or what's this called? Who knows? There's like a little bit where like the Angus College have a shed, and then there's sometimes goats and rams just over the other side. We do this walk most mornings, but because Lisa had to train a bit earlier, we didn't go together at that time. So, well, fortunate for me, I get to go for a walk with her now. There'll be some horses. There's horses in that field today. They might come and speak, they might not. But with like I said about trying to keep and add value to you when doing these videos, I'm going to talk about like green space and being outside and how it does help with mental health. There's a lot of research there. If you just look up, you can look up either urban green space effect on mental health, and you'll see there's loads of research. And I actually think it's like the number one recommendation for when you do feel stressed. I think even depression is getting outside, getting some fresh air, listening to the birds. Even if it's sunny, it's even better. And I didn't even think about this. That sun may actually be glaring on the camera. But something that makes me feel really good is getting out for a little walk, getting out for a little stroll. And there's someone coming towards me now with a dog. Just saying hi to people makes me feel good as well. So things that people can implement. And again, just a little stroll, just honestly, it does you the world of good. So get outside and get a little walk. So obviously my phone died when I was out walking with Lisa. I've managed to charge up to like 15% just now. I think using the camera really drains my battery, but it is what it is. I'm in now. I'm starting to feel a bit hungry. Earlier on I didn't feel very hungry at all. So that walk's done its purpose. It's made me feel a bit hungry. So what I've got here, I have a whole packet of tortellini, I believe it is. Yeah, tortellini, cheese and tomato, some tuna, sweet corn and beetroot. There is about 1,000 calories in that bowl. The reason that I'm using that stuffed pasta is I'm really not hungry just now. But that's going to get me a lot of calories in one smallish sitting. I'll probably put some YouTube on, something that's not exercise related just now. My brain is a bit frazzled from working so much this morning. It is now 2:30. I think I started, when I started this video it was about 5:30, 6 o'clock. And I did want to take a break a bit earlier because I knew I would do this. I've like kind of not burnt out, but I'm just at that like kind of tired stage, like where you need a break. So I'm kind of taking this as like my lunch break. Earlier on I did take a 10-minute break. I'm going to sit down and have this, like I say, watch a YouTube video. From here I'll probably take another walk later on. I'll have my evening meal with Lisa, and then I'll probably have something pre-bed, and I will hopefully at some point get some reading done, and that'll pretty much be my day. I'll probably only take like half hour, 45 minutes here, because I do want to finish a bit earlier than normal, or a bit earlier. The past few nights I've been finishing at about 6:30, 7 o'clock. I'm hoping to get it finished a little bit earlier so I can just chill out, watch some crap on TV, or some drivel, I shouldn't say the C word. Again, sorry that my phone died during that walk. There was some nice little bits of river and stream. But what I was talking about earlier on, that green area, or that green space effect, look it up. And it also says as well, if you can get by next to moving water, that helps even more. I used to stay by the sea, and I absolutely loved that. There's a little stream or a burn on that walk, and I love just listening to it. So I hope that helps. I will speak more about things that people do and ways to make yourself feel better. So it's been about 45 minutes since I was last here. I ate that pretty quick, and then I just sat down for a little bit. I had a game of chess on my phone, just something to distract me, take me away from work. So that all in all's about an hour and 15-minute lunch break I give myself, the walk included. So the walk and then coming back and eating. So something else that I was going to speak about that people really enjoy and it makes people feel a little bit better is exercise and activity. So today for me is a non-training day. And I guess that's something else we could all talk about. A little break, a little time off. We normally feel good after it and it allows us to go a bit harder. But again, there's a lot of people that overshoot it and don't want to take time off exercise. But exercise, we'll talk about that and how that makes people feel better. And there's not very many times you hear people say, "Oh, I regret doing that workout. I wish I hadn't. I wish I just sat at home." Like it's not very common that people say that. So what people need to try and find is a form of exercise that they actually really enjoy doing. Sorry. For me, I love lifting weights. I used to enjoy running, but I kind of playing basketball in America kind of killed that for me because we just done so much conditioning work that it just, I don't know, like it just took all the enjoyment out of it. I may try and start running or do something crazy, ultramarathon, triathlon, something like that once I've done with all this bodybuilding. But I'm going to figure that out a little bit closer to the time. But again, I'm such a waffler. Back to exercise and enjoying it. I have had workouts where I finished it and I felt terrible, I felt sick. But once that feeling passed, I felt amazing. And doing that a few times and having felt that a few times, I know that after feeling that sicky way, I am going to feel better. There are people that go day one, make themselves feel sick, and then just automatically associate exercise with that horrible feeling. So what I'm trying to kind of say here is, try and find a form of exercise that you enjoy, but also don't go too hard when you first start. And I know that a lot of people will be like, "No, I need to go 100 miles an hour, I need to do it." You don't. You honestly don't. You want to try and get as much progress from as little effort when you start. If you're really heavily overweight, your body's carrying excess body fat that's like me carrying, well, I'm in a position just now where I'm about 10, 15 kilos heavier than I probably should be. So my body's also, it's like carrying weight around, excess weight that's, sorry, my shoulder's getting tired, excess weight that's not necessary. It's like someone putting on a bag and carrying weights in it. If, say, you're not very fit, you can get progress from just running 50 meters, running 20 seconds, running 5 seconds. You can get fitter doing that. You don't need to go out and run 10 miles. You don't need to go and do an ultra marathon, a marathon, or whatever. Like, you don't need to do that. If your eating habits are terrible, you can just add a little bit of health, some fruit and some veg, or you can just have an idea of calories. And these little things are going to get you progress to start with. Too many people try and jump on living like a professional athlete. They try and exercise way too much. They try and do loads of cardio. They try and prep all their meals. They try and do it all. They try and do it all off the bat. And honestly, the people that you see doing that, they've had to work to get to that point. I think there's a video that a coach done, and it's called like the Arnold effect. And everybody looked at like what Arnold Schwarzenegger's doing, and they think that's what they need to be doing to be like Arnold Schwarzenegger. But they don't look at like everything he's done to get to that point. So what I'm trying to kind of say here is try and find a form of exercise that you enjoy, but it's also sustainable with regards to the entire lifestyle stuff. Another kind of add-on to that is try and get as much progress from as little effort as possible. Like if you can make progress doing 4,000 steps a day, adding a bit of fruit into your day and swapping that for the Mars bar and packet of crisps you're having, or you can do one workout a week and get stronger, do that. Take advantage of that. Life's always going forward. You've got your entire life to get to the point where you have to do everything perfect every single day. And in fact, the honest truth is most of us don't ever need to get there. You're going to see, like I say, these vlogs just now are practices for me for when I start dieting, because I really want you guys to see what I do for fat loss, what's needed, and what's recommended. But you're going to be slightly, probably disappointed. You're probably going to be minimally entertained, because all I'm going to do is be in a calorie deficit for a prolonged period of time. Again, I'm back to the computer. I don't know if you can see that now. My shoulder's really tired. What we're gonna I'm gonna have to work for another couple hours. I'm probably gonna read. I don't know if you've seen me reading the Essentials of Strength and Conditioning Training, or Strength Training and Conditioning. It's like the Bible of strength and conditioning, they say. I'm trying to just read that cover to cover, more so as a challenge than anything. There's too much information for me there to learn it all or retain a high percentage of it, so I am just reading it as a challenge, and I know that I'm picking up little bits every time I do read it. So I'm going to get on with a little bit of work. I'm about halfway through this. I don't know if I'll fill it back up. I'll maybe just have a few pints of water after. I hope my little rant there, my ranty waffle, is of some sort of help. And again, I'll check in with you soon with my next meal, which will probably be a couple hours. Jeez, it's 4 o'clock already. My day has genuinely gone like that. I will get back, and I'm going to stop waffling now. So this is something that I'm saying more so to create awareness, or try and even help create awareness, as opposed to, I don't want you thinking like, oh, you're such a good guy. Like, I don't want you thinking that. There's people that do a lot better than I do. I'm doing this because someone close to me recently got diagnosed with leukemia. I'm about to do a DKMS. I don't know if I can show you that. It's like I'm going to swab inside my cheek, and then I'm going to send that away. And if my tissue type matches someone's, what I'll be able to do is I'll be able to donate. And I think it's, I don't know if it's bone marrow. I don't know what I get to donate. But a friend of mine recently got diagnosed. I only met this guy a couple of times actually. I met him on a stag do, but you know when you just meet someone and you just click with them? That was this guy. I actually feel like I'm getting a bit emotional talking about this, but if he is watching, I hope you're getting on good, man. Just keep going. Do not let this is not beating you, man. Honestly, far too strong. And I'm just sending them love. I honestly am. But with regards to this, I'm sure I just went on the website. I'm sure I clicked on a link. If I can, I'll add the link to the down below the video, and potentially you never know, Matt. Like folk out there, you might be able to save someone's life. So again, I'm not telling you this because I want you to feel for me. There's people out there that are ill that could use you, and you could help. So I'm going to do this. I've got to scrape this out my cheek, post it away, and then I'll get sent back. And if my tissue matches anybody's, I then go in. For anyone that cares, they're my babies, my bonsai trees. I've just finished up reading. I think I was reading for about 40 minutes there. That's what that time lapse was. Lisa has, I'll be honest, Lisa cooks most of my meals. I'm not going to lie. Lisa's, what is it we're having? Chicken, what kind of chicken?
Chicken stir fry with oyster and spring onion sauce. And
some rice. Again, the good thing with me is I'm not very hungry, so eating things like rice, which are, you don't have to eat that big of a portion for the calories to be really high. So I think I've got like 90 grams of uncooked rice, which is a pretty big portion if I'm honest. But there's about 400 calories in that. With the chicken, the whole chicken breast thing's about 180 calories. So it's a pretty hefty, pretty substantial meal for not a huge portion, again, like the pasta. After that, I'll probably have a bagel, peanut butter, and some banana. Again, just to get about 500 calories in quite a small portion. Then I think I've got about 500 calories still to have. I'll maybe have a protein shake, but I'll probably have quite a few, like 2 full scoops. So that'll be about 50 to 60 grams of protein. And I think that'll be pretty close to the end of the night. I'll maybe have some yogurt. I will hit my calories. I know there is some Ben & Jerry's ice cream in the freezer as well. So if worst case, first world problems there, isn't it? If I have to, I'm going to eat some Ben & Jerry's ice cream. Priorities, get my calories up. Second thing after that is make sure I hit my protein target. And then after that, on a non-training day, I try and increase dietary fats. Just now, with how high calories are, I'm getting plenty of fats in, but when it comes to diet time, fat loss phase, I will have to make sure I'm hitting a higher fat. And that's purely just to utilize the carbohydrates around training on a training day. I'll let you see what this looks like. I'll check back in with you in a minute. I think we'll probably watch something very entertaining like Police Interceptors tonight. So I'll let you see that as well. So if anybody ever asks on Facebook, what TV series should I start? Police Interceptors. Absolute gold. So again, I've totally cocked this up. I need to have 3,200 calories today. I think I've had 2,800. So I'm gonna have this peanut butter banana bagel, and I'm having 50 grams of whey protein. I've still got about 5,000 steps to get, so I'm gonna have to go out in the rain. I don't know why I've done that. I don't have to mind going out walking in the rain. However, it is 6 o'clock now. I know that like a lot of the foods I'm eating look and you know they taste good, but I've been eating such high calories for me, like it's a lot of calories for me, for so long now that I'm actually not hungry. Like this is, the only reason I want to eat this bagel is because it's going to be tiny and I'll probably be able to do it in like 5 bites. You can probably see my face, over the day my face has gotten puffier and puffier. It's because of the amount of food I've got in me. I know that this isn't great for, let me pause that. I'm watching the Stoltman brothers. If you don't know who they are, look them up. Two Scottish, definitely in my top 5 favourite Scottish athletes. Both of them. In fact, they could be my top 2. I think they're brilliant. The Stoltman brothers, the two, Tommy Stoltman's second world's strongest man, I believe. They're hilarious, absolutely hilarious. Sorry, I paused that, and I can't remember what I was saying, but I can't be bothered starting this again. So I'm at a point where I don't really want to eat that much anymore. I know what I was going to say. I know this isn't ideal for clients to see because the majority of my clients are fat loss clients. But what I do want you to see is I'm just doing what needs done to get what I want to achieve. We took measurements yesterday and I have made quite good progress. Not amazing, but pretty good progress on the amount of size I've managed to pack on. We'll never truly know how much muscle I've gained until I diet right down. So I'm just doing what I can do to ensure that I'm putting myself in the best position to gain muscle. I know that the foods I'm eating do look like I'm mega unhealthy, but I have added veg to every meal or fruit here to ensure that I am getting that health. But there are a lot of stuff that's tasty because I need it to be palatable. I need it to be that I want to finish it and eat it. If it was just chicken, rice and veg, I would, well, that's what I just had, but we made it taste nice. But if it was just like plain chicken, plain boiled rice, plain broccoli or something, I'd really struggle to finish it. So I'm going to eat this. I'm going to see if there's something that I can have like as a healthier option before I tuck into that Ben & Jerry's, because I know how rubbish I'm going to feel if I eat that half a tub. There will be stuff that's going to maybe not taste as good, but it will leave me feeling a bit better. So I'm going to eat this, and whatever I end up eating next, I'll let you know. Oh, so I am just about to go for my walk. It's just stopped raining. I probably won't record anything while I'm out because I kind of want to come off my phone now. I will reply to a couple messages, but I won't be able to record stuff. When I get back, if I eat anything else, I'll let you know. But this is me now getting in probably about 5,000 steps just to finish off. It'll probably take me just over half an hour. I'll probably walk around Kepty Pond if you're not from Arbroath. It's a pond with an island in the middle of the town. It's a pond in the middle of the town with an island in the middle of it. As you can see, like today's kind of gone a bit to pot. I didn't go out when I wanted to walk. I've not managed to get all the food that I wanted to get in the time. I don't really like eating this much this late because it's going to kind of affect my sleep. I will take some pre-bed supplements just to help me wind down and fall asleep and stay asleep. I'm a pretty poor sleeper. I actually hate sleep. I think it's such a waste of time, but it is essential for gaining muscle, for being healthy. So I've got to try and get the most I can. So I'm going to go for a half-hour walk. I will be back. I'll hopefully be able to show you some of the police interceptors because it is dynamite. I will speak to you soon. I think I'm going to call this video quits here. There's nothing entertaining coming from now till I go to bed. If I do end up pulling out that Ben & Jerry's, I guess that's something you maybe want to see. But what I kind of want you to get from this is, one, not everything goes to plan all the time. You do have to just kind of fit in what you can when you can. And two, I hope that you... Oh, I think I've lost my house keys. Oh well, I think I've dropped my house keys on the way here. What you also have to take into account, like I was talking about, is things that make people feel better. And a huge thing that really makes me feel better is, honestly, it's exercise, eating healthy, even if I'm eating in massive amounts, and getting out and about, so being active. And these are all things that you can do, and I believe you can do. It's just figuring out how to get them to fit into your life. And honestly, don't allow the idea of excuses or that instant gratification and quick dopamine hit talk you out of doing something that you've worked really hard on doing and improving. For example, your physique, or like a diet to lose body fat. Again, if you like these videos, do give it a thumbs up. If there's ever any time that you want me to talk more about something or cover something, let me know.
I honestly can't believe I've lost my house keys of doing this. I think I must have just pulled it out. I must have just dropped it when I pulled my phone out of my pocket there. Again, thanks very much. I hope this is of some use, and I'll speak to you soon.